Hello, everyone, and welcome to Demystifying Divinity with Joanna and Jenny. Today, we are so excited. We're going to be talking about the June astrology / energy updates. Are you truly excited, Joanna? How the heck are you doing?
I can hardly stand it. And I'm curious to see what you have to say based on what I got downloaded a moment ago.
Oh,
So I'm
right.
curious.
I know when I was going through all the 12 zodiac signs, which we will be doing in this podcast, I was feeling like a little kid. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. Oh, yes. Okay, calm. Try not to get too excited. Oh, it's happening. That's definitely the feeling I was getting as I was writing my notes for each of the signs. You feel the energy.
Oh, I can actually feel it right now around my chest. There is a bit
Right.
of, I want to say a little bit of anxiousness, but it's not because it's bad. It's more because it's new and I don't know quite what that is. It's that kind of a feel.
Right. Yeah, very well said.
Is that it?
That is it. It's New
Okay.
World energy. So exciting. We've been working for this, prepping for this our whole lifetime kind of energy. How do you even put that into words? Do I sound crazy? Yes, I do. Do I feel crazy? Yes, I do. Is it fun? Yes, it is. It's all that into one, right? And you're at the right place if this is resonating.
Exactly. So when I was drawn to use this,
Okay.
oh, by the way, I will be using this deck because I was drawn to it. Gateway of Light Activation.
Beautiful.
And that's because they said June was an activating month. If I said that already,
Yes.
I apologize. But I am being the curious person that always asks the question, tell me more. What's that all about? And the image I got was us lightening the load as we are moving on. And that's obviously a metaphor.
Wow.
So we are moving on, as they say, but in the process of moving on, we are choosing to relieve what's too heavy.
Yes.
So that we can continue on our path feeling much lighter.
Wow, because that's actually almost word for word what I said for a few of the zodiac signs.
Wow.
All of us.
Thank you, guys.
All of us need that advice, but for a few of the zodiac signs, stay tuned. That is exactly what it's about. It's like it has reached the end point. Let it go. Or you can keep fighting it. You can keep going against it if you like, but really, it's time. So, wow, that's fascinating that you picked up on that. I love it.
Yeah, it's shown to me as a peak, almost like a concentration of energy. And after that, there is a release that follows, but it's not until we reach this peak. And my mind is trying to rationally understand it. They're like, don't try to understand this one.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'm just going to not understand it. So let's do it.
Yaysies. Okay, this time I am going to be bossy, and I'm saying we are going from Aries to Pisces.
Bossy.
And I'm being bossy, and I'm going to say everyone has to listen to the intro, and I'm being bossy and saying everyone has to listen to Aries as well. Boom, I said it. Okay, the June astrology, spoiler alert, Jupiter goes into Cancer on June the 9th. So this is the big story. This is it. I keep saying it in all these podcasts, 5 outer planets, 4 of them are moving into new signs in 2025. So Neptune went into Aries March 30. Saturn went into Aries May 24. Jupiter goes into Cancer June 9. So this is the third of the 4. Okay, the first 2 were fire signs. Going into Aries is fire. This one's going into a water sign.
Intuition. Yes. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, it is. And then the big whammy that we're going to talk about next month that Joanna already intuitively called was July 7th. Uranus goes into Gemini. Boom, bang, boom. Okay, so that'll be next month. I'm just putting it out there. And Joanna's already put it out there on her YouTubes, on the podcast. She's like, I intuitively know something's going to happen in July. I'm like,
I'm like, the universe, please make it be good.
Hey, that's what I'm ordering. But again, Gemini is air. So Aries is fire, Gemini's air. Air and fire together makes air and fire, right? So Jupiter going into Cancer is the water. So we need a different element here, don't we, folks? If you catch my drift. We need some watering down. So slowing down, going inward. So we're loving that Jupiter goes into Cancer. Jupiter loves being in Cancer. It's exalted in Cancer. There's an astrology term for you. Okay, let's just talk about it, like what might happen, because Cancer rules the oceans and waters, right? So what might happen, and Jupiter is the biggest of all the planets. You can fit 1,300 Earths into one Jupiter. It is so expansive. It is so huge. We can't even wrap our brains around how big Jupiter is, right? So Jupiter is going into Cancer, so it's going to expand all things water. So, I am certainly not fear-based. I am certainly not that gal, but I'm just saying, Jupiter going into Cancer, tsunamis, floods, water catastrophes. Okay, I'm sorry, but we might see this because it reeks of that, Jupiter going into Cancer. Also, Cancer rules house, home, property. Is it going to expand something about housing? Is it going to crash the housing market or something regarding housing market? I can't help but notice that. Okay. Last time Jupiter was in Cancer, this is something that astrologers do. We look at patterns, right? We look at patterns. Last time Jupiter was in Cancer, June 25, 2013 to July 16, 2014. So what was going on in your life 2013, 2014, if we want to bring this into a personal level, right? Don't forget, Jupiter is exalted and it loves to be here, right? So this amplifies our emotional intelligence. This amplifies our intuition. This amplifies all things family. Cancer's family, home, house, real estate, right? Deep healing, like ancestral wounds. Like, this is it, like, let's do this. Let's be the one in our family that ends the family lineage of alcoholism, abuse, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Sorry, go ahead.
As you're saying it, I'm just giving a vision, so I'm just going to flow it out there. As you're talking, it feels very much like it's an opportunity. I don't know how this works, but it's an opportunity for us to, quote unquote, collapse timelines.
Yes.
I don't actually logically know exactly what it means, but what I am perceiving is that a lot more information being available to us in terms of, quote unquote, past and future, and realizing that neither one is. What is just now. What did I just say?
Yes. Beautiful.
I'll have to listen to it again.
Mm-hmm.
Culmination is the word that I'm getting.
Culmination point.
Yeah.
It really is.
So we can learn, quote unquote, so much faster now than ever before. And in fact, we talked about this on another podcast, I think.
Right.
I read somewhere or heard somewhere. No, that's actually was one of the channeled materials from the Hathors. The channel said that right now we're able to heal 1 year worth of stuff in 4 days.
Yes.
So we are on an accelerated rate in terms of our opportunity to heal. Now, whether we take the opportunity or not, that apparently is the big question.
Yes. Well, Jupiter is the great benefic. Jupiter is the luckiest, the most positive planet, right? And so it's going into the sign of Cancer, which is all about our emotional intelligence. So it's up to us. If we latch on, if we embrace like all of the gifts that we can take from being emotionally intelligent, our intuition, we can do that. Or we can drown in, oh, poor me. I was born to alcoholism. I was born to, drama. So therefore, this is what my family gave me. You can keep doing that if you want or not, because we can expect miracles with this transit. Global events during the last time that Jupiter was in Cancer, again, that was June 2013 to July 2014. Last time, you look at the patterning, what happened. President of Egypt was overthrown. There were protests in Brazil and Ukraine. There was a typhoon in the Philippines that killed over 5,000 people. The Ebola outbreak in West Africa. Malaysian Airlines was shot down over eastern Ukraine, killing 295 people. You can't help but notice the Ukraine thing, right? So we all know what's going on in Ukraine. Wouldn't that be lovely if something benefic happened over there? Thank you, Jupiter, for putting that out there. Yeah.
I just want to keep saying, this is our opportunity to heal and to heal faster. Because I don't want, and you've said this already, Jenny, but I don't want people to come out of listening to this seeing that only negative things are going to happen. In fact, they're saying the level of quote unquote bad versus what's good. There is so much good taking place that we are being focused on the quote unquote bad and negative.
Yep.
And it's like being able to see both from, not from a space of judgment. Oh, okay. That's a hard one. So that's kind of the energy that so you and I are on the same page. We're not saying bad things are going to happen.
If there's a typhoon, if there is a tsunami, right? Because that's definitely Jupiter and Cancer coming together. If there is, where are you in that? Do you drown in, drowning. Sorry for that pun. But where do you take this information, and do you help humanity? Are you there for humanity? Do you drown in, how humanity is dying? Where are you with all of this? As everything happens in the world, as everything unfolds in this world, where are you in that? I want everyone to listen to Aries. We're going to start with Aries. I want everyone to listen to this as well. So I'm being bossy, and that's just the way it is. But I said, P.S. there's a lesson in this for everyone to listen up, because there's so much going on in Aries, and it's for all of us. I don't care if you're an Aries sun sign, okay? It's for all of us to become the hero of our own journey. That's why so much has been going through Aries, in my humble opinion. The great creator made this happen at this time in humanity, for all of us to become our own hero, drop the victim stories, and take the leap, okay? So Venus is going to be conjunct Chiron at 25 degrees of Aries on June 1, the first day of June. The wounded healer, Chiron, and Venus. Venus is the lower benefic. So we were just talking about Jupiter being so expansive, lucky, benefic, so kind and generous. It's Santa Claus. It's Jesus Christ, So Venus is the other benefic. And Venus is all about love and beautiful things and love, conjunct the wounded healer. So that's going to happen for everyone on June the 1st, the first day of June. This is an opportunity for absolutely all of us to learn and, let go, let Goddess from all the things that happened, our deepest wounds, and to take the energy of love from Venus and love it all, right? It's such a beautiful opportunity on the first day of June.
It sounds to me like radical self-acceptance.
Yes, it is, Joanna. It is on the first day of June. There's so much love there. There's so much love for all of us. So that's why I made you stay and listen for Aries. So that's happening at 25 degrees of Aries on the first day of June. Neptune moved into Aries on March 30. And again, that was hours after the eclipse. Saturn moved into Aries on May 24. So that means that Neptune and Saturn are conjunct, just 1 degree away now in June, right? And I feel like this is all about, we can dream again. We can dream about being a hero again. We can all do this. I don't care if you're in Aries or not. You're still listening, right? Because I got real bossy and I said, now this is a new world. This is our new earth. Now we can really leap. Now we can do the things we've always wanted to do. We made it this far, didn't we? And now it's time to dream big again. Remembering who the F you are. Aries for sure, but all of us, okay? So with Saturn moving into Aries, again, this is happening for all of us. I feel like this is all about stop. You don't have to take the next course. You don't have to get the letters behind your name. Okay, you've done it, okay? So with Saturn moving into Aries for all of us, it's make it real now. It's real. So make it real. Saturn is saying, do it. Okay, and this is for all of us. Again, of course, for Aries. And this is all happening in Aries, but it's happening for all of us. And I just feel like Saturn is now urging with Saturn being in Aries, just urging all of us, do it now. Just do it. Okay, so that was a lot. And I made all of you listen. And that really was for Aries. But I know Joanna is picking up on the energies, and she's now going to pull a card and talk about Aries energy.
Which I already did. As I'm hearing you talking, I'm like, So let me share this information in a way that may give you more contextual understanding so that you can actually put it into practice. In other words, what does it all mean? Okay, so the message is called Ancestral Realm. So what this card represents, what this message represents is a door opening. So you are at the threshold, you are quote unquote being activated in order for you to experience something more for yourself and of yourself. In order for you to experience something more, you have to choose it first. If you are choosing from an unconscious space, you are choosing often something you were told to do or to choose, which is then begs the question, are you the one choosing or is someone else choosing for you? And it is often a space that we are not conscious of. From which space are we choosing? So when you beautifully say, you're not supposed to be anybody, the message simply is, you are not obligated to anything or anyone to choose to be the way you see fit. Now that there's a conditioning, there's a human understanding, you have to fit in all of these boxes. But at the end of the day, the question is, who do you choose to be going forward? And if you choose to be quote unquote a victim, by the way, if you choose it consciously, more power to you. Yes, please choose. Go for it. But choose it because you, goddamn it, I'm going to be a fucking victim. Go for it. Do it with passion. But don't make the mistake of thinking that it is happening to you. Whoop. So the messages are karmic relief, healing the lineage, boundaries, and you are enough. So so for those of you who are like, what is information? What does it all mean? Some of the ways that you might be confronted with it might be a situation where you need to start creating better boundaries for yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're someone who used to say yes, 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 but you really want to say no, you are disrespecting yourself. You are not respecting who you are. How do you want people to respect you? You don't respect you. So if you're dealing with some sort of fear of not being respected, I would ask the question, am I respecting myself first? And that's not being selfish. That is mandatory. Otherwise, you will be looking for validation from the outside, which means you will be living your life the way you are told to be, not the way you choose. That's the victim. Yeah. So there's an opportunity here to clear that by becoming conscious of what is it that I'm choosing? Am I choosing out of anger? Am I choosing out of fear? Am I choosing out of what's best for me? I may have two choices I really don't like. Yeah, choice does not necessarily mean one is the perfect choice for you. You may have two shitty choices. You still get to choose. Choose the quote unquote less shitty one. Does that make sense? It's very, very empowering. I'm like,
it really is. And I wanted everyone to listen to this. And then you brought it home by using the word boundaries because Saturn rules boundaries and Saturn just moved into Aries. So it's for all of us. I don't care if you're Aries or not. Saturn just moved into Aries, urging all of us to put boundaries down. And so, yes, you picked up on that. And I absolutely love it.
By the way, that's a message for you because you are Aries.
Yes, it is. I am a hardcore Aries and I'm loving absolutely every moment of that message. Okay, we're on to Taurus. Now, I hope you had a great birthday season. Taurus. On a side note, solar return. You had your solar return. Do you know what that means? It's when your sun returns to your sun. So whatever degree your sun was at, always returns to the same degree every year. All the other planets are different, but your sun rules you. That is your soul energy. And so when you look at your solar return, you get a new birth chart every year. You are reborn every year. So Taurus, you were just reborn. You're still feeling that. I love that. I love rebirth energy. If you get a solar return reading, you will see what area of life you're being reborn in. But happy new birth of you, Taurus. Okay, I have really exciting news for Taurus. Are you ready for this? Oh my God. Venus, which is your ruling planet, enters Taurus on June the 6th. So Venus belongs in Taurus, okay? Venus rules love. That's right, love. Beauty, bougie things, food, all the finest things in life. And yes, that's right, love, okay? So you're going to love it up, okay? Just love it up. And Venus has been in Taurus. Okay, Venus will be in Taurus, June 6th to July 4. Okay, so not too long. Just lap it all up. All of June. You love it. Interestingly, I noted both Venus and Uranus. Okay, Uranus has been moving through your sign since 2008. Just shaking it all up for you, Taurus. Okay, yeah, I know. Since 2008. And so it's leaving your sign, right? That's the next one that's happening. I was telling you, and Joanna felt it, June 7th, Uranus is leaving Taurus, going into Gemini. It's big. Okay, so interestingly, both Venus and Uranus will be at 29 degrees on July 4th. 4th of July. And then July 5th, things move. Venus will leave, get into Gemini, and then July 7th, Uranus moves into... So the 4th of July... fireworks and all that jazz, 29 degrees in Taurus. It's like final lessons. It's like culmination point. It's like, oh, it's over, right? Okay. So this is the time that many psychics, including Joanna the healer, many astrologers, including me and many others, have predicted something big to happen. Okay. So this means that Uranus is at the end degree of your sign. 29 degree is the anaretic degree. If you have 29 degree in your birth chart, it means you're psychic. It means you came here with a lot of lessons to teach a lot of us. You came here to learn a lot. It's those final lessons on the 29 degree mark. You're feeling it, Taurus. I'm excited for you. I'm also eager to hear how it goes for you, Taurus. Take it away, Joanna, Miss Taurus sun sign.
Exactly. Me being a Taurus, I'm listening to it without trying to get my ego in the way. So whenever it's about my sign, they give me code. They speak to me in code so that my brain has something to.
Yes.
So what I got is that I'm actually seeing July and August. These 2 months in particular being opportunities. I'm going to put it differently. If you're listening to this right now, you're a Taurus. This time next year, your lifestyle is going to be completely different. I wrote it down and I thought, oh boy, what does that mean? It mean different things for different people. Job changes, relationship changes, status upgrade, maybe winning a lottery, for a few. But major positive changes, but they don't come without its hiccups. Because whenever we upgrade, we have to upgrade our thinking too.
Right.
Our thinking, our belief has to match this new experience. So what I'm seeing is that it's all about elevating in frequency. And my understanding is that Uranus in Taurus, it was all about changing of structures. So it makes sense to me that the last 8 years, going over the changes and the shifts in structures. Now you're at the very end of that cycle. Of course, there has to be a new beginning because you've just had 8 years on dealing with all that stuff.
16 years.
Is it 16 years?
16 years. So the market crashed in 2008. Remember? Of course, right? That's what happened right when Uranus went into Taurus, right? So what's going to happen right when Uranus moves into Gemini, right? So it's like the final lessons of, worldwide market crashes, as well as what crashed in your life, because I know stuff crashed in your life, Taurus people, since 2008.
Oh, plenty of times.
I know it did. And then wherever Taurus falls, if you're still listening, if you're still listening out there for all the signs, everyone, where Taurus falls in your natal birth chart, it crashed, right? Sure did for me.
Now, it's interesting when you talk about the crashing, because one of the first things they gave me is becoming more flexible. Now, flexibility is the opposite of rigidity. So to me, it was symbolizing that we are, for those of you who you resonate with, you are becoming much more capable and comfortable with being more flexible.
Yeah.
And the more flexibility we have, the more we can deal with stuff. When we are very rigid, we're easily breakable. And that's a metaphor, right? So I suspect many of you are coming out of your own inner rigidity. I know I am. I keep myself in my prison very well. Thank you very much. So for me to hear this, it's like, okay, I like this. So then I said, okay, rigidity about what? Because I want to know. I'm a very curious individual. And what I was given was the idea of confidence. So many of you will likely experience a lot more confidence as a result of dropping your rigidity you hold about yourself. It's all identity stuff.
Yeah. I love that.
In fact, we're not in June yet, but I have one that's come up very, like literally within a day about my own value and how I instinctually put people on pedestals and I automatically assume myself to be less than. My husband hates that about me. He doesn't hate it, but it's like, oh, I believe that one of his reasons for being in my life is to continue to go, Joanna, 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 stop it. Stop that. Stop it. It like boils his blood when I put myself down. But it's instinctual for me because I grew up always being compared to other people, which was the message, Joanna, you're never enough. Ever, 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 ever. So it's that constant need. So when I saw that, I said, oh, God, that's fucking exhausting. I don't want to do that anymore.
Oh, God. I don't want to put up with that. And I love what you're saying about the rigidity because Taurus is a fixed sign, right? And so fixed signs are, across the road, Scorpio as well. It's not just Taurus, right? But fixed sign, Leo, Aquarius as well. It's like you're very, it's hard for you to change. You're very rigid, right? And so I love that you're picking up on that because it's crashing. When it gets to that 29-degree mark, again, it's all happening 4th of July. It's that's right, fireworks. That's right. It is going to, for strong Taurus people, such as yourself, expect a massive ending of that fixed rigidity. And it's going to be a totally new world for you. Uranus does that. Uranus shocks, surprises, seeks to liberate, but it is a whirlwind. Uranus is whirlwind energy. And so it's final and leaving your sign and expect it to be the fireworks end show.
Supporting card, this says Lemurian seed code. So you might actually connect with the idea of Lemuria. I'm getting the word a healer. Embracing sensitivity, which is the divine feminine. Uniqueness, living with grace. Those are all, those are all traits, if you will, of divine feminine. So, and as I think about myself as a Taurus, it feels true. You are in space of embodying a lot more of your divine essence. Now, the divine feminine essence. So the divine feminine is the opposite of rigid.
Yes.
It's the flexibility. So that tells me that in order for you to be more flexible, you have to have a new threshold around trust. So you must have come over the last 16 years into a space where you feel a lot more trust relative to where you used to feel. And that's very positive. Yeah, but there's something with Lemuria. So some of you may connect with Lemuria. By the way, I don't know much about Lemuria, and we have to move on because this is taking longer than we originally stated. Wasn't Lemuria thought to be blooded something? Or was that?
So.
I'm not sure.
For sure Atlantis. But Lemuria as well.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have for Taurus.
So Taurus, just embrace that Venus is going through your sign all month because this is your energy. Venus is you. You are Venus. Embrace it.
Get me some Venus, please.
Venus. Okay. Gemini, happy birthday. The sun travels through your sign May 20 to June 20. So the sun, we're back to that solar return point I was making. The sun returns to your sun. This is when you're at your brightest. It's like a rebirth every year. You get a solar return chart, which means you get a whole new chart. You're reborn every year. Gemini, it's happening for you this month. How exciting. Mercury is conjunct, so right next to Jupiter on June 8th at 29 degrees Gemini. Expect and embrace brilliant downloads. Okay, Gemini. Expansion on steroids. Okay. Holy, you're going to be brilliant on this day. And please, I'm begging you to meditate, begging you to connect, surrender, embrace to the divinity that is you. Jupiter leaves your sign on June 9. Okay. So it's a beautiful time for you to reflect in the coming months after that, after June 9, about what expanded in your life, because Jupiter, the great benefic, was in your sign, right? Okay. And it always expands. And so lots of times when Jupiter goes through your sign, you gain weight. Okay. So you'll say, I expanded. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that happened. Okay. Yeah, maybe it did. But other stuff expanded too. I encourage you to embrace all of the brilliance coming to you. And then the months after, whenever Jupiter goes over your sign, months after, you start to see the gifts, because Jupiter always gifts. So Gemini, I love it. Good vibes. How are you feeling about it, Joanna?
Well, speaking of opening space, the mirror image of this card is about opening space. So let me just share with you what I got, but let me just first give you this. So when you were talking about Gemini, the message I got was short and clear: create more space around you. Now, that can be perceived in different ways. It could literally be saying, you've got too much clutter in your space, create some space in your space, okay, in your surroundings. And there's a saying that, your surroundings reflect what's inside of your mind. Yeah. So if you're surrounded by a lot of clutter, it is indicative that there's a whole bunch of clutter going on inside of your head. And the card that it says inner earth, base chakra, strength and security, laying foundation. So it's like I wrote opening the heart space and gleaning what is inside of you, especially with some of the things you did not want to or didn't know how to face. And I'm hearing the word liberty. And base chakra, it's all about that's survivability. I suspect some of you have lost your lives doing what you were born to do, and whether it's a healer or whatever it is. So if you are connecting with something, but you're like terrified of pursuing it, likely because there is some actual death that happened in a previous lifetime. So that's collapsing timeless. Now, the message I got very clear yesterday was, even if what I just said, if it doesn't make sense to you, if you don't understand it, it doesn't require for you to understand that in order to release it. Just acknowledge that something is still there. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's looking at your inner dark corner and shedding some light, right? Mm-hmm. It's shedding light on the quote unquote dark, not as a negative. And that's shedding light on your shadow. Like, I'm all about shadow, Jenny, are all about shadow. That will always be a message that I will be very upfront with. But more than any other month, June, July, and August, I see June, July, August, July specifically, it's opportunity to face some of your shadows on your demon. That does not mean that something bad is going to happen. It doesn't mean that at all. It just may mean that something triggers an old memory that makes you feel a certain way. And it's like you've gone back in time to feel the way you have felt whenever that happened. That is just showing up to show you that there is a constricted energy in terms of flow, because there's a lot of emotional charge still connected to quote unquote your past. It's not about really deleting the past. It's about removing the emotional charge, the electricity. And that is stored as emotions, pain, whatever. So it's about moving it through the body vessel, moving it through the vessel, moving it through the body to release it and relieve it. So crying. You might get really angry, and it's really important for you to express your anger in the ways that, that's good. In other words, learn not to hold back, not to hold yourself back, but also know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah. It's almost like finessing. I can do whatever I want because I'm a powerful being. Well, yeah, but do you really want to do everything you want because you live around people? And you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Geminis are the
Yeah.
master communicators.
Yeah, that's
so
right. And that's
you
what I'm
got
seeing, the
this.
half and half.
You got this.
Yeah.
I love it. Good
Okay.
vibes. Good vibes, Gemini. Cancer. It's all about you in June. It's big time for Cancers, okay? So yeah, happy birthday. The sun's going to enter your sign on June 20th. So there's that. And that goes till July of 22. But you really do steal the show this month, Cancer, okay? Jupiter enters your sign on June 9th. Hey, we talked about it at the beginning. Go back, listen to the intro. I talked about what happened last time Jupiter was in Cancer. What does it all mean? Cancer, of course, is water, you know. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. It loves being here. Jupiter loves, and Jupiter's a great benefic, okay? Embrace it, Cancer. It's all about those homey vibes, nurturing vibes. Get in the water, Cancer. Go to the beach, okay? This is where your superpowers are going to come shining through, Cancer, okay? Also, so you're the star, right? You're the star this month. Also, Mercury enters your sign on June 8th. So you're thinking clearly, Cancer. Okay. You're thinking and you're speaking clearly. Okay. This is beautiful. Speak your truths. Just do it. Okay. Okay. Also, the sun is conjunct right next to Jupiter on June 24th at 3 degrees Cancer. Okay. So the sun and Jupiter, the great benefic, are together on the 24th. This is going to bring gifts. Go to the beach, Cancer. Be in your beautiful home. Be with your family. This is you. So happy. Embrace it. Get the gifts, okay? Then the new moon is at 4 degrees of Cancer on June 25th. So the new moon's in your sign too. So yes, you're the star this month, Cancer. New moon, new beginning. Set the intentions. Embrace the water vibes. Embrace your home. Make your house pretty. You love that stuff. Be with your family. It's all about you, Cancer. I'm very happy for you.
Okay.
Okay.
The message I got for you, Cancer, was to be mindful where you put your energy. Now, that's always a good time to do that, but just being very mindful and realizing that this is going to come across as, let's just say it, realize that you don't own anything, anybody, from the highest perspective. You are here having your experience for you. If that's selfish, well, you are here for self-expansion. So it's important for me to say that in the way it just came out. So I don't know how you, Jenny, heard it.
Nurture self.
Okay.
Nurture.
Yeah. And the word
self.
around that is responsibility.
Yes.
You are responsible for yourself. Now, of course, if you have a young child and he or she can't cook for him, of course, be the responsible, caring parent and do what's required. But when the child grows up and they're 22 and they still want to hold on to your hand, you are not helping them. What you are actually doing is you are severely decreasing their ability to feel good about themselves.
Yep. Oh yeah, they say that low vibing Cancer, you can go your whole life and your family can poison you. So don't let that happen, Cancer, because you've got to nurture yourself.
So if you have those things in your life and you choose to cut them off, don't cut them off because you're angry. Choose because you know there is something more and something better, both for you and for them.
Love it. Ooh, it's
and
very powerful.
The card is serious star blessing. So you might connect with the idea of serious. I know I do.
Beautiful.
Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. So this is all about being visible. I actually get the message from Cancer is about boundaries. I feel following through with your boundaries very, very important. So maybe you have boundaries, but you're not really there following through. Well, you're not following through, then you might as well not have boundaries. Have boundaries.
Yeah. Okay. Saturn in Cancer. Or sorry, Saturn in Aries. So it's a cardinal sign. It's impacting you too, Cancer. And the Cancers can be like they're at the very bottom of the birth chart. And so Cancers can just hide. Cancers can just be like, no one see me. I'm just going to stay small. So this month, like the universe is not allowing you to be small. So
Yeah, you'll be pushed out of your comfort zone, just so you know.
Comfort zone. Yeah, they want comfort zone all the time.
Yeah. As a Taurus, most people do anyway. But yes, I get it. That's a message. Okay. I digress.
Are we ready for Leo? Leo. Mars is roaming through your sign until June 16. And I hope you've been loving it, Leo. Okay, I hope you've been fierce. I hope you've been courageous. I hope you've been doing the damn thing. I hope you've been making the decision. I hope you've been boldly moving forward with Mars through your sign because it's leaving on June 16. Leo, you've got this. You're so courageous. So do the damn thing and make the damn decision, okay? Oh, I just got on a high horse, didn't I? Mercury enters your sign on June 26. So you're going to be thinking clearly. So if you've been embracing all this Mars supercharged energy, end of the month, you're going to be thinking clearly and you're going to know what to do. And it's going to be fantastic. And you're going to communicate like the brave soul that you are. Is that true, Leo? Joanna, let us know.
So I immediately saw a vision of strength training. So there's few ways that I can decipher this. One, the obvious one is you are doing some sort of strength training. Maybe you're boxing, maybe you're being encouraged to do some strength training. You are working overall on conditioning. You're working on conditioning. So it's about the physical conditioning, but also the proverbial conditioning.
Yes.
Okay. Be mindful where your mind goes is where your energy goes. That goes, everybody knows that, right? We just don't pay attention to it. If your mind goes to lack of money all the time, you cannot have a different experience because that's where you fuel with your energy. You are creating it with your thoughts. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense to my son because he's constantly trying to reach something outside of him. Typical human stuff. But the lesson is don't look for your own value outside of you.
Yeah.
It's a big one for everybody. It's coming up for me too.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm getting with the message. Now, as far as the cards, what are they? What's this all about? Sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality. Sense of safety, security is what I'm getting. Sacred inner space. I feel softness with this. Maybe part of your message is don't be so hard on your body. Maybe don't be so hard on yourself. So on one hand, you're working to strengthen your body, but another message could be for others of you who are relentless on your bodies. And maybe the universe is saying for those of you, hey, don't be so hard on yourself. And if you are so hard on yourself, ask the question, why? Why am I so hard on myself? What do you get at the end of the day? Right? Do you get acceptance from other people? Listen, even if they accept you and you don't accept you, it doesn't matter. No way.
No.
Because it's how you feel about you that's most important. Does that make sense?
I love it.
Okay. That's it.
You've
These
got
are good messages. They're like,
you got this, Leo. I know I'm loving how they're coming in like this. It's an exciting month. You can feel it, right? Like now we're getting onto the 6th sign and it's like, you can feel it.
It's like no more babysitting, okay?
That's totally it. And it's like, hey, let's keep the childlike excitement, but leave the babysitting behind.
Yeah.
Virgo, Mars enters your sign on June 17 and it stays there till August 6. So the Mars we were just talking about in Leo, it's been charging you up. So now Mars is going to enter there. This is going to bring you passion for life, Virgo. This is going to give you like that returned passion. And Virgos, you're so good at daily routine and doing the damn thing and doing it every day. And you're going to feel that passion again to do it again every day, even if you once thought it was boring before. No, you're going to get up. You're going to set the alarm. You're going to do the thing this time. Then you're going to go for the walk. And then so you're going to get back into that. And it's going to be a focus on your health. And Mars is really going to help you have that life force energy to do it. Try not to be a workaholic though, Virgo. Okay. I just got to say it. Just try not to, because Mars is going to push you to do that workaholic thing. Okay. So of course the South Node is in your sign and will be there until July of 2026. So we know that this is happening. This is all about releasing and letting go of the shadow vibe of the Virgo stuff. So, perfectionism be gone, Virgo. I know you don't want me to say that to you, but letting go of that perfect, whatever perfect is, right? So you're seeing that I see excitement for you with these great transits going through your sign. Like I really see this as positive. So how are you handling the energy? So Joanna, what are you feeling for Virgos there?
Well, the first image I received was the typical tarot two of pentacles, which to me symbolizes choices and decisions.
Yes.
But also juggling things. And I was kind of handling the cards, and a card fell out, and I just didn't feel that was it. And it came out again. It's the same message. So when I get it twice like that, it's like ding, 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 ding. The message is about the Thoth light code. So this is an Egyptian being, which I very closely work with. He's the quote unquote original scribe. So he's the holder of knowledge. Let's use that analogy. Light initiation, great teacher awakening, divine magic. I have a feeling that at least for some of you, the Two of Pentacles is representing a choice between what you are currently doing and what you are, quote unquote, here to do. Now, I often say it's not what you're here to do per se that is your purpose, is what you are here to embody. And based on what you embody, it will affect everything you do.
Yeah.
But because this is talking about light codes, I feel like for those of you who this makes sense, you are being prepared for the next phase of your journey, which means one has got to go in order for one to create, and not in order for one to begin. So likely in the physical realm, it symbolizes change of direction, change of work, change of job, change of how you make a living, or how to make it all work all at the same time. If you choose to make it all work at the same time, if you've got lots of things going on at the same time, you better make sure you have good boundaries. Otherwise, you will get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I hope that makes sense.
It does. And see, that's why I made everyone listen to the Aries report, because with Saturn moving into Aries, we all need to work on our boundaries.
Yeah. All right.
Libra. Okay, there's no planets in your sign, Libra. The moon, yeah. But the moon is in your sign, June 4 to 6. So let's embrace the break. Libra, you're having a break, okay? Let's embrace the break and let's just tune into your intuition when the moon goes into your sign in early June. But Libra, it's nice. Take a breather. Not everyone got this in the month of June.
Okay, I may have the reason why there is a breather because it feels like it's necessary. The breather is the non-movement between one space and another space. It's if you think of yourself as leaving one destination and another destination is presented to you as a set of doors in front of you, and the space between that and what you are leaving behind, it's called the rest. Okay. The reason why you need this rest per se is that so that you can get coded. It's like you are embodying more of true you, which for some reason you need to be in a space to be able to do that. Yes. Because why? Because stuff will come up to the surface. And because the energy that we are in is very fast in terms of how much we can heal at any given time, having the space to deal with whatever you're dealing with affords you or allows you the opportunity to deal with it once and for all so that you don't have to repeat the karma. Okay. Beautiful. So the message is Earth Star activation, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy. So Isis is a goddess I also work with very closely. She's a healer. She's a magician. She's many beautiful things. But what I want to say to you also is that Isis too has a dark side. They're wanting me to say that. It doesn't make her a bad. Mm-hmm. She just owns her dark side. And she has no need to abuse it. She can use it if she chooses to. She makes no judgment about her dark side. It says no judgment. It simply is, just like her light. Yeah. There's something about judging, the whole labeling thing. Oh, this is bad, or I feel this way, it must be bad. right?
Good one.
I'll also say this, and this is going to be for everybody. The message to me this morning was very, very clear. If you are listening to this sort of stuff, you are here to embody Christ consciousness, which is, people call it 5D, whatever. Christ consciousness is basically based on or rooted in unconditional love and acceptance. In order for us to embody that, we have to embody that frequency, which means we have to be kind to ourselves. We have to be loving to ourselves. We have to be self-accepting. Only then can we hold it and project it forward. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And they said that's the radical expression of healing. You don't know what healing is? That. Boom. There it is.
Beautiful. Wow. Powerful message for Libra. Scorpio, no planets in your sign as well. However, we've got Lilith moving through the early degrees of your sign. We've talked about this in the last couple of energy updates. This is urging you to dive deep. If anyone can dive deep, it's Scorpio. But Lilith is urging you to see the shadow, embrace the shadow, transmute the shadow, do the shadow work. Because Scorpio, you were born for this. So sure, no planets going through your sign, but you got Lilith there, early degrees. The moon's going to be in your sign as well, early June. So dive deep into it. Tap into your intuition. You are so magical, Scorpio, and you know it. Okay. Joanna?
This is an interesting message because the message is laugh more about yourself. Don't take yourself so seriously, which is a juxtaposition to what you just said, right? In fact, I, as a practitioner, whatever you want to call me, practitioner to help others heal, so I don't know, whatever name that is.
Whatever I do.
I always caution people, not right word, but I always caution people to not get stuck on this constant healing. Because the more it's like, there's a very fine line. You can focus so much on healing that all you're seeing is your brokenness. And that is not what we want.
Right.
So there's got to be a good balance. And I'm saying this for a reason. So you're talking about facing shadows and they're saying, yes, do that. But always remember, you're in a dream right now. It feels very real. It is fucking as real as anything else.
Yeah.
But it is a dream. So take yourself a little bit more seriously and always know that there is so much more and so much bigger than what you can currently see at this time. Doesn't mean that what's happening in this time is not important or somehow less than, but always know there is infinitely more. This is the message that wants to come through. Actually, I do know Scorpios, and they're the opposite of Taurus sign, and they're very emotional. They're very deep. So I know, they can get pretty serious about their depth, but it's a double-edged sword, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's wait a second. We want to give a message. No, those are not the ones. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I basically just put myself over here for a second. We want me the message was what? They're like, relax, Joanna, just relax.
Let's have a good laugh.
You've got two. Arcturian light codes, evolutionary download, recalling power, future thinking. Okay, so that's obviously higher perspective. Memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, technology. So by the way, what Jenny was saying to you about facing your stuff, you can't avoid your stuff forever. You just can't. That's what they're telling me to say. You can't avoid it to do forever. You might as well just deal with it once and for all. So if you're like, it's you creating massive resistance. It's a waste of your time and waste of your energy. Face the damn thing. Not saying it's easy, but facing it doesn't make it go away, but it allows you to shift your perspective and move on, as they say. So Scorpios, sounds like you are ready to move on.
Yeah. Love it.
By the way, people have asked in our other video that there was the sounds coming out of my mouth. So when I get very animated, sometimes I make it. down. That's how the energy wants to express itself. So it's not like some alien is stepping through me or some Borg is coming through me. It's me. It's still Joanna, just expressing myself.
I don't know. Could be alien.
Could be.
I love it. Sagittarius. Full moon at 20 degrees of Sagittarius on June 11th. Oh, heck yes. Release, release, release. So, and also the 20 degree mark in astrology is the Scorpio degree. So you're going deep. You're going deep. You're releasing it. You're letting go of the stuff. So it's all about like the big release, like, because like once and for all, it's like, this could be it for you. Like, this is it. Just let it go. New paradigm, new earth. That's what I feel for you, Sagittarius. It's exciting.
You know what's interesting? I shuffled the cards quite extensively. The same 2 cards came out as for Scorpio. So I wonder if some of you have a Scorpio connection. That's never happened before.
Well, it's a Scorpio degree, 20 degree. The full
So
moon
when you
is
said
20 degree.
Scorpio, I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. So anyway, again, the messages, memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. Some of you might experience a lot of headaches. I feel like you're emotionally just getting very drained. You're going through a lot of clearing. Activating and clearing, right?
Yes.
And at times it may feel exhausting. I have a Sag in my chart, and it's like I was telling you,
Sag moon.
God, there's so much stuff happening during my dreams. I wake up exploding.
You're like, I need a nap.
Exactly. And the next one is Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. It's like I'm seeing the image of being in the car and it's raining really, really, really hard. And you've got the vibes going really, 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 really fast, but you still can't see it. It's raining so hard. It's kind of sort of like that for a little while. You can't see anything.
No.
That's when trust comes in handy, but that's actually the hardest stuff to trust is when you can't see it. I always say it's easy to trust when it's easy. It's when it's challenging, that's when trust is so hard, right? So whatever your belief system is, whatever you know about the universe, and now it's the time to test it. Trust it. If you believe the universe is there for you, if you're telling yourself and you're telling everybody, oh no, the universe takes care of you. Yeah? Okay. Let the universe take care of you. Step out of the goddamn way.
Boom. Boom. Taking your own advice there. I
just was thinking that. Oh boy. My guys are pretty like, no beating around the bush. Come on. Compete. But I would prefer that way too. They sometimes handle me with baby gloves and the clients for sure. But I'm a straight shooter. I don't want to waste your time.
No, I know.
Just get to the root, deal with it and move on. You know?
Totally. Yeah. It's a big letting go for you, Sag. You've got this. Okay, so Capricorn. Last energy update, the one before, I was going on and on and on. Oh, you went through so much, Pluto going through your sign and all the other planets going through. It was so much. You survived. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, buckle up. There's some more because everything, okay, still nothing in your sign, but everything is on the opposite side of the axis in Cancer, because go back and listen to Cancer, because this is the month for Cancer. This month is like Cancer is being activated. And so since that is exactly opposite you, that means there's all that oppositional energy that you're going to be feeling, Capricorn. So, do you want to fight? Okay, because you're going to be feeling like you want to fight. Do you want to use your words bitterly? Okay, you might be feeling. Or do you want to embrace that oppositional energy and go, I know what I need to do. I need to leave the friendship. I know I need to quit the job. Are you going to embrace that extremely oppositional energy with, okay, I needed to close that door. I need to let go. I need to release. Or are you going to fight? Because Capricorn, you might want to fight because you guys survive. Capricorns are survivors. Capricorns are the goats going up the mountain, okay? Like Capricorns do a lot of work. I've just lost Joanna, but I think you're still there. So I'm just going to keep going on and on about how wonderful Capricorns are. So you might be feeling burnt out. You might be saying goodbye to some friends. You might be saying goodbye to the job. And And I just hope that you're going to embrace this oppositional energy because you're going to feel it. I know I was going on and on and on about how happy I was for you. And Joanna was picking up on the energy and she was like, oh yeah, good for you, Capricorn. It's not survival mode anymore and all that jazz. But now it's like coming back with massive oppositional energy. It's up to you, Capricorn, how you're going to embrace or fight. What is it? And Joanna, what do you feel about this Capricorn energy? I've just been going on and on and on about.
For some reason, September is being signified to me. Whenever we're recording this, which is May 20th, between May 20th and September, there is some significant changes. They're positive changes, but they're significant and they feel a little bit closer to September. So it'll be interesting to see what we have for September forecast. But here's the weird thing. Again, the same message came through as for the last two signs. So we're getting activated. We're getting downloaded with a whole bunch of information, fresh new ideas, perspectives. We're becoming a lot more intuitive and or trusting, giving ourselves permission to trust our intuition, even though it may not be quote unquote a popular choice. Trusting our gut feeling, just becoming more in tune with what we know is true. Not just what we think, but what we know. And often what we think and what we deeply know is at odds. We're just not conscious of it, right? So shadow work is being signified here. And yeah, Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. Yeah. You might actually have a cosmic connection or be consciously aware of your cosmic connection with other types of beings, star beings, Lemurian, Arcturians, Pleiadians, things, dragons. And the other message I want to say to you, yes, you are protected doing this work. So if you're here to speak light codes or share information, messages, yes, you are safe doing this work, which means last time you did it, no, you were not so safe. Right. So you might be fearful of quote unquote coming out.
And the other thing is, like I was saying, you might have to say goodbye to a lot of things, people, places, and things. And so the universe has got your back, Capricorn. You've got this, You might have to, though. There might be a huge release for you.
Remember, it's all about releasing, guys.
For all of us, this is the theme.
Yeah, it's not about doing more. It's about doing less. Always about doing less.
Aquarius, friendly reminder, Pluto is in your sign until March of 2043. Yeah, you're like, yeah, I know. So this is death, rebirth. It's like surrender, release, let it go.
Did you say 2033?
2043.
Oh, well, that's even better.
43.
2043.
Friendly reminder, Pluto's going through your sign, Aquarius. So yeah. So, I mean, I'm just going to keep saying it on all the energy updates, and I'll let you know other stuff too, Sure, the moon's going to be in your sign June 14, 16. Tap into your brilliant intuition. But Aquarius, my greatest advice for you over these years is tune in to your future self, because Aquarius rules the future and you are brilliant. So if you're going through a lot of death and rebirth and you got to say goodbye to this friendship and you got to lose the job over here, and it's just like, you got this, Aquarius. Tap into your future self. That's my advice, but what's Joanna picking up on?
I'm being asked to repeat this message over and over again, apparently. That was the other voice that was coming through me, just to emphasize. 2025 is supposed to be a very pivotal year.
Yeah.
And think of the idea of pivoting in a different direction. Pivoting, right?
Pivot. The idea of pivot. Ross Geller, he taught us.
Yeah. So it literally means change. This is a pivotal year. So for you not to anticipate change, I would be like, what? Change is what you're asking for. And it's happening, baby. Your job is let go of the control of how.
Ooh.
Okay. The same message keeps coming up with different cards. Karmic release, transformation. They keep coming. Karmic release, transformation. Lineage release, transformation. We're all in the space of letting go of a lot. And by that, doing radical forms of healing. Thank you. I also want to make sure that when we talk about radical change, this is not to be perceived as something bad or negative. Quite on the contrary, it is the discomfort that we don't like.
Yeah.
Because what if we said is that at the end of this discomfort are things you can't even imagine yet. You'd be like, that. So if you're not saying yes, you must be thinking something bad is going to happen. There's nothing quote unquote bad happening here. Now, as Joanna, of course, there's shit happening in the world that we term bad. Yes. And it's a fair judgment. Those are bad things to do too, of course. But we're not saying that changes all of a sudden mean you have to lose a job, you have to lose a partner, you have to lose. No. If anything, changes means you're gaining something else. So if you're going through an experience, and my cat agrees, and you're resisting and holding on to, to help you release that, recognize that there is something amazing on the other side. In order for you to experience it, you have to let this go. Stop it. Whether it's changing how you see yourself, your value system, belief system, all of that combined. Sorry, my cat is wanting attention.
Yeah, I'm telling.
So the message is I am presence. It's the recognition of who you really are. It's not something you're supposed to be. It's not something you have to work towards. It's not something you have to ask for forgiveness from or beg for. You're it, baby. You're it. And from that space, go and experience your life.
It's beautiful. Aquarius.
Radical transformation. Yeah. Ooh.
Whew. Pisces, final sign. Okay, so there was a Pisces pile up. The first few energetic updates we did, we spent a lot of time talking about Aries. We spent a lot of time talking about Pisces because all these planets were leaving Pisces going into Aries, right? So the pile up in Pisces is over as of June, okay? You can breathe. Of course, the North Node is still in Pisces and it will be until July of 2026. So you can breathe because all the planets are gone, but now it's time for you to integrate because we're all of us, whether you're Pisces or not, we're all being urged by the cosmos to be high vibing Pisces. So get into your high vibing Pisces mode, Pisces. Get to the beach, get in the water, thin that veil between the worlds, get spiritual AF, okay? As well, Mars enters Virgo mid-June. So you're going to feel that opposition, right? Because Virgo's opposite you. So you can fight. This is what I was saying before. You can fight if you want, okay? If you want to fight, if you want to get all entangled, Pisces, you can do that if you want. Or you could take the breather. You can get super spiritual and you can surrender to your next level. It's up to you, Pisces. What are you feeling, Joanna?
Well, I'm just looking at this message. It's Halls of a Mentee, initiation. Here we go, initiation again. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiation. So I was just tuning into it. And what this represents to me a doorway to another dimension.
Yes.
And in order for me to move through this doorway to quote unquote the other side, and I'll ask what that means, I have to be willing to let go of my perceived limitations. In other words, anything that I tell myself I can't, with regards to experiencing this other dimension, I have to be willing to let that go. For example, I'm going to use this example because it's just everybody knows this. If you feel unworthy, it's going to be very difficult for you to have quote unquote experience of God's experience of. Okay? Why? Because a part of you will not allow it. Why? Because a part of you deems you unworthy of quote unquote God's love. Here's the deal. It's already inside of you. So you're screwed in trying to reach something That's already inside of you.
Yes.
What a waste of time.
Yes. Stop that.
What about this? Accept that first. Then watch what happens. And I believe as I'm saying this message, that accept that first and then notice what happens. I think that's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
Us embodying the acceptance of being divine.
Yeah.
Why? Because we have all these projections and conditionings and stories, yada, 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 that tells us that we are other than part of source.
Yes.
Not the religious God by any means. That's not what I'm saying. So this is like a threshold. And I feel if this resonates with you, you are in a space of walking through this threshold to you. You are in a space of being able to experience this quote unquote other side. No, it doesn't mean you die. No. It just means, well, actually, sorry, I'll take it back. Yes, a part of you has to die in order for you to have that other experience called ego death. Yeah. So I suspect you guys are going to be experiencing some initiations, which will be followed by ego death, right? But ego death is another word for transformation. If something is being ignited, if something is being initiated, it follows logic that there is going to be some new experience, right? Does that make sense?
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Pisces rules the dream state. So you're going to get the dreams. You're going to go to other realms. It's time. Pisces, you got the breather. So embrace it.
Some of you are asking, what's my role or what's my purpose? So this is what I'm supposed to say for those of you who are asking this question. Your role is to be of support. To be of support.
Beautiful.
What does that mean to you? I don't know. How do you choose to be of support? To whom? I, as Joanna, I'm of support and I do it in a certain way. Jenny's here of support. We're all here of support to each other at the end of the day. But if you're questioning your purpose, the message likely is for you that you are here to be of support to others. How you choose to do it, how you choose to support them, in what way, you'll be drawn to it. You'll know.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
Great updates.
Yeah,
I'm loving this.
Lots of things happening, feels like, but it feels like it's hard for me to put it in it's hard for me to make sense of it in my head is because my conditioning is not equipped yet to see all of, because I'm not used, it's like my brain is not used. I'm not conditioned to see all these other experiences that are awaiting me. So I'm very limited in my perspective still. Does that make sense?
Right.
But I can feel there's so much more. I feel that in the next little while, we're going to literally blow our own minds.
Yes, I know. That's what I was feeling as I was writing. I was telling you at the beginning of this podcast, I feel like a kid so excited about this energy. It's a lot. And yes, I've been exhausted, and Joanna and I actually, it doesn't seem this way because we've been putting out a podcast every single Tuesday morning, but we've actually just both taken a huge break, both of us. And this is our first podcast back and we needed it. We're both exhausted, but it's exciting, but we're exhausted. So it's okay if you're feeling that it is tiring, but I can't help but feel the excitement.
My guides told me this at the end of last year and I didn't understand what they meant. And I still don't logically know exactly what it means, but they said it to me very specifically. The message was very short. Don't plan anything right now because your entire world in terms of how you do your work is going to change. And I said, well, it better be better. Not that something is wrong, no, but it's, of course, the mind first went to fear, right? But I was assured that it was not only is it going to be better and bigger, it's because I couldn't put my own parameters around it.
Yeah.
So it kind of left me in this, so anyway, yes, we are going through some changes and you're like I said, whoever the message was for, it's probably for everybody. This time next year, you're not going to recognize yourself. And that's good. And that's really good.
I love it.
That means you're birthing yourself anew.
Rebirth for all of us. Change. 2025 equals 9. How many times have I said that on this podcast?
There you go.
The year of 2025 is all about ending, releasing, letting it go because it's new what we're stepping into. It's new.
Yeah. No more, I'm not worthy. No more, I can't do it. Well, there's very few things that we humans can't do. Some things we genuinely can't do. I can't grow wings. Okay. I can't do that. But, there are many things that we can do. We just tell ourselves we can't because of our programming. So we keep ourselves, stuck, right? It's about recognizing that most of these things are projections of our minds. It's in our mind. And if it's in our mind, that presumes we are in charge of our mind. Well, we're not, but you see? So if it's in our minds, it means we can change it.
Yeah.
We just have to become conscious of it first in order to change it. All programming. It's like when I think about it, like my brain goes, what? But we're basically walking around programmed. It's not a good or bad thing. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
And we are so much more beyond our programs. But we don't think about it because we're programmed to see things in a certain way. So we're breaking our old paradigms. That's life-changing.
It is. And it's so exciting. We were born for this. We're here for this.
Yeah. All right. Is that it?
That is it. I hope everyone has loved this as much as I have. I think Joanna has too. I mean, the energy is a lot and tiring and exhausting, but it's also so exciting.
Indeed, it is. So for those of you who are wondering what happens to my voice over this episode, I change it based on how much accent I want to put at the end of the message.
I love it.
So, all right. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.